Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. My name's Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So, today I'm going to talk to you about meditation. Did have a meditation class, open class this Sunday. I sold some crystals at a farmer's market, and the people there are allowing me to do a meditation class. There's a outside yoga. So I set up my meditation class, and just one person came. But that's okay. Next week, I was told 3 or 4 people will definitely come, maybe more. I've taught at an ashram where it's just a small group of people, show up when you advertise a lot, which is fine, and then slowly it gets bigger as people see it's more beneficial to you. For the yoga class, the funny thing was that right before it there were 20 people, and they announced there was a meditation afterwards. The idea behind the word, for yoga, the yoga means to yoke, so to try to grab on basically to your higher self, your higher spiritualness, to join the body with the spirit and all that, to elevate yourself. What a lot of people in a newer age kind of thing talk about ascension. So the idea is to clear out in yoga, clear all the negativity, and the real idea behind yoga was to go ahead and get your body ready so you can meditate. So I thought it was a little ironic that 20 people attended the yoga class, but one person attended the meditation class. You're supposed to do the yoga so you could sit there for longer periods of time and actually meditate. So to give you a small sample, there's different types of people that take in information in their brain differently. So there's auditory, there's kinesthetic, and there's visual. So some people will visual say, I see what you mean, look over here. And then auditory people will say, I hear what you're saying, I don't remember hearing that. So kinesthetic are more people that touch and feel things. And so there's 3 different basic types of science says that the brain understands 3 different types. So what I do is I teach basically 3 different types of meditation, and I illustrate very quickly the different types so people can meditate on their own, and I do a group class. So I came up with all this myself, so to try to help people to reach higher states of awareness, because when you don't meditate, your mind is basically controlling your environment. And what you do is through for instance, poetry, I used to write a lot of poetry all the time. At one point I considered myself a poet, but what you do is you separate yourself from your feelings so you can understand what you're feeling, but you're really feeling it at the same time. So how do you write a poem is to understand it and to separate yourself from it. So, but then integrate yourself as well. So when you meditate, you're separating yourself from your environment, but yet you're integrating. It's the same thing. So when you focus on something, you're focusing your willpower, and you're building up your willpower so you can resist things like drugs and alcohol and all these bad things. You can't resist them unless you're building up that willpower. There's a pandemic of there's a trigger word. There's a pandemic of addiction going around the United States with fentanyl and everything else. But like I said before, if people would meditate, then they would be able to really break their addictions more easily than not, because you're building up your willpower. You're also centering yourself and being who you really are. So I think meditation's an important thing. I went ahead and, not to badmouth anybody at all, but I went ahead, I've really been meditating my whole life, and when I'm certified, and then when I went ahead and I thought, oh, I'll watch some videos about how to meditate. I went on YouTube and everything else. And then I was, not to badmouth again, but I was shocked at how people really have no clue about how the brain works and how to meditate and all this. And, and you'll see some doctors talk about meditating and some gurus and everybody else. And to me, most of it's garbage, unfortunately, because they really don't get it. And, it's just, it really is unfortunate. So I do teach meditation, among other things, and I think it's really important. If everybody meditated every day, there wouldn't be really any wars or anything else. Imagine the whole planet meditating every day for 20 minutes. I mean, people who meditate are said to be more peaceful, and actually it helps to raise your IQ, so you're smarter when people who meditate, and it produces more youth in you. You feel youthful. So people say to me all the time, you're so young, you look so young, and then I'm like, oh well. I don't really drink, I don't really smoke, and I work out all the time and I meditate. And then they're like, huh. So meditate, when people think about meditation, they think about it's work, they think, oh, that's hard, or, oh. And then, so I start off, I coach meditation, and it's better to do almost 1 minute of solid meditation than 20 minutes of not meditating. So I always tell people, try 30 seconds to start. Try a minute, and then you work your way up to 2 minutes or whatever. And a lot of people don't meditate at all, and they say, oh, it's funny, like, oh, I don't have time, but one day I'm gonna meditate. Like, whoa. You never have time to meditate, but you have time to do everything else, obviously. You don't have like 3 minutes to meditate in the morning. You don't have 5 minutes. You don't have any time. So I think it's important for people to do it. I basically kind of founded Hamsa breathing meditation, which is alternate nostril breathing, and I go over that. I go over chanting different mantras, and then fixing your gaze on something to, for visual, so help you build up your willpower. Those are the basic 3 types. There's no secret about it. I try to talk about it for free. I do free meditation groups, $10 suggested donation, and if you ever like to stop on by or do a video, I do them on Zoom, and people could do that as well. Well, thanks for tuning in. I just thought I'd talk to you about meditation this morning, and then eventually I'd like to do a retreat where people could meditate, do yoga. It'd be awesome. Always thinking about doing that. It's difficult, but we'll figure it out. And if enough people want to do it, just imagine if you could go with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. That's what it is. That's what it's about. That's what it is. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Bye-bye.